Hello and welcome back to South Coast Busways, here at the first garage of a new operation. This is Depot 12, or our 5th depot, and this is NF, the Lymington garage. And then we could put new forest greens. For the start of our new operation, the New Forest Greens. Where is this garage? You might be asking. It's here, which if we zoom out a little bit you can see is in Lymington, across the water from Walhampton. This is the Lymington branch that's operated by South Western Railway, and this is our soon to be commenced route X37, which goes up to Southampton via Brockenhurst and Lyndhurst. So, returning back to Lymington, what are we running on this? Well, I've got I have a little plan. And that little plan involves some Citaros. And I'm heading back to SV, because we are saying goodbye to the original 8 Citaros that we got for the Mainline 1. They are... In canon, they were transfers from Kent Busways, from Kentish Busways, East Kent, I still don't know. I think I'm going to go with East Kent Busways, where they were used on a Maidstone to Canterbury Express service. But now we are using them, and then of course they transferred to the island where they did the 1, and now they're being transferred again to the New Forest. But let's give these some proper fleet numbers rather than MC1. You know, because MC1 is actually a Glasgow bus. That was from 2000. And this is 2003, and we did buy a lot of them in Glasgow. Let's go with MC 127. MC 127, I like that. This one is going to be MC128. This one is going to be MC129. This one is going to be MC130. MC131. MC132. MC133. And MC134. Very nice. This is looking very proper now. And let's go and paint this, because it's going to a new operation, therefore it's going to get a new livery. So let's get those heading down to the paint shop, because I have another new livery with more features. Well, you know, I have another new livery, and it's got more interesting stuff going on than previously. Because these buses are old, but they're refurbished. So basically what's happened with that is, in the refurbishment, these have also been trapped to Euro 6. So you know that they meet the new requirements. And this is the new livery for New Forest Greens. I've moved the stripes more central, and it says New Forest Greens rather than Southern Vectis. And it's got dot dot dash dot, which is the letter N, I think, in Morse code. I actually can't remember. It's either the letter N or the letter F. It's not both of them. Might be F. And then on the back, we have a little advert. Just to sort of show off the fact that it's a bit of a refurbish. You know, it's had a refurbishment, and that it now meets the Euro 6 ultra low emissions standard. And the little advert is the colour scheme of the bus. Isn't this just adorable? Apply. And of course, on the roof, it says the garage code and type code. And there's illegals down there. Jurassic County Busways trading as New Forest Greens, based at Anchor House, Bath Road, Lymington, SO413YJ. So I'm going to get these set up. This is going to say NF. New Forest. Very nice. I think these look really, really nice. Just moving these to be more central gives it more space to have that big green back end. It's like, because this is the main colour of the livery, not this. So why would I want to hide it so much? So let's get this one painted into the New Forest livery. That extra file there that says labels is because of the window blacks. The window blacks make it very annoying. I don't mind them so much on the C1 Citaro, but on the so I keep them. But on the C2 Citaros, they're just so big. Nope, license plate doesn't change. This does. New Forest. NF. And I suppose as we're doing these, let's send them off. Depot parking space to NF. I'm including all this not because I'm stalling for time, but because it's nice to have a little catch-up. Even though the I'm Back episode was last week. Import repaint MC New Forest. Very, very delicious. The reason why the colour scheme is the same, I should say. I think I touched on it last episode. Is that I want to create a standardised colour system for National Busways in the Morse era. The colours that we have here shouldn't change, and the Whiteley Village thing will remain as sort of that, even if it is a bit different. Like even if it's not standard, because it is a an advertising livery, really. And let's just get this to say New Forest and NF. And import repaint, New Forest, boing. So, Jurassic County Busways. I'm going to get right into Jurassic County. What are Jurassic County? Who are Jurassic County? Why do they exist? Well, Jurassic County Busways are an arm of National Busways, and they run in Dorset. Their name comes from the Jurassic Coast, which is, it runs from Dorset through to Devon, and it's very nice. And it's, you know, it's one of the sort of most famous things about Dorset, aside from, you know, places like Bournemouth themselves. You know, big, aside from big urban areas like Bournemouth and Poole. So that's the whole idea behind Jurassic County. New Forest. NF. Very nice. And the reason why the New Forest greens are separate is simply because the New Forest is, it's got a little bit of an identity of its own. Sort of as the sort of boundary between Hampshire and Dorset. Now the game's having a moment, and I think from here I will go for a little jump cut, get the rest of these done, and the next thing you know, we'll be activating the X37 for the first day of service on that. And it is now time to join the first X37 heading into Southampton from Lymington. So the X37 is not a full express route. It's not a full-length express route. It runs all stops to Lyndhurst, and from Lyndhurst it then runs limited stop into Southampton, including non-stop from Totton. So that's the gist of this, and I don't expect it to be that busy, because again, it's the first bus of the day, and it's a new part of the map. But I can't wait to expand the New Forest network already. I'm already so excited. And we have a decent number on through Lyndhurst. We've got more than 10. We have 10. Drop a few off at the railway station, pick a few back up there. And picking up people through Ashurst because we are the fast bus. Lagging our way in towards Southampton. We've got 21 on for the final run into Southampton. Next stop is Central Station. Here. Where we're then going to call at West Quay, Bargate Street and Vincent's Walk. Dropping people off. Dropping off. Perfect. The route seems to be working exactly as intended. But if we head back, let's see how it's doing then. So, we have very few on board. Be expected, really. Coming up to Central Station. Still not many on board. But we will be able to see how every other bus coming the other way is doing. As we now run non-stop to Totton, which has some very sus timing going on. 4 minutes late. Yikes. Hopefully we can make that up. He says, losing another minute. But this is fine. You know, these refurbished Citaros, they're alright. And it's not like we don't have time at Lymington. Like, what do we have? 11 minutes at least? It could be 41 minutes. I don't actually know how frequent this route is. I think it's every half hour, but I could be wrong. So let's see. And pretty much on time in, and then, yeah. So it's every half hour. That's not bad. And, well, not bad. That is the X37. So let's head over to SM, Shed 1, and get around to launching a route that we penned how many weeks ago now? That being the 54. Between Hamble and Hedge End. And we're going to use for that route some Enviro200 classics. So let's get this in the EL type. Oh, it's just full-size buses. Okay, and I'm gonna buy 6 of them because the route needs 4. For which I do not have enough money. Oops. And all of my loans are taken. Okay, so I might have to come back in a bit. Thankfully, our operations are something of a collection of money printers. So, you know, we won't be waiting too long. And it looks like the X37's picked up as well. That one has a decent number of people on it. And it's even running on time? Nice. That X37 is also decently busy. What about the one that should be leaving now? Yeah, decent number of people on it as it comes out of Lymington. I wonder if it's eating much into the 7 though. Which is why I've renumbered it the X37. The X7 is going to head this way, if there's anything. I think the X7 might go towards Ringwood. Yeah, the X7 will go to Ringwood, the X37 is a Lymington run. I'm currently undecided as to whether the X7 should be a Jurassic County route or a South Coast route. If it goes to Jurassic County, it will be a New Forest route. If it goes to South Coast, it will obviously be Solent Red. But I'm thinking that it should be a Jurassic County route because that way it can start at Ringwood. You know, these are big thunks happening right now. Big thunks. Where is the next? There should be an X37 leaving soon. So keep a lookout. I think I see it. Yeah, there it is. You can see it's a little green bus. In amongst the sea of reds. Even I can see it and I'm colourblind. So, where is it? Where is it? It should be leaving the central station about now. Or have I lost it again? Oh no, there it is. It's running behind a... what is that? A 10? I think that's a 10. And yeah, we have a very decent number of people on board. Dropping off a lot at Totten, because, you know, it does that in one jump. Where the 7... like, the 7's a relatively quick connection for that, but... the X37 just beats it ever so slightly. And it is still at a usable frequency of every 30 minutes. So, you know, it's not to be sniffed at, the X37 within Southampton. You annoy everyone who's actually going to use it to get out to the New Forest. Did I just trip over my words? I actually don't know if I just tripped over my words or if my brain made that up. I feel like I just tripped over my words. I'm gonna ignore that and try and not have a crisis. So, in order to not have a quarter-life crisis, I'm going to buy some buses, because, you know, that's what everyone does. We don't need premium seats. These are going to be vehicle group 13. Actually, you know what? I'm going to renumber all of the type-specific ones to I'm going to do them properly. MCS type. I believe those are currently the TEHs. Oh no, those are EXHs. EXH type, TEH type, SV Route 7, that is TE type, short, MMCs, VW type, that's just VW type. 904, 905, those are OS type SRs. WV type. Whoop. OC type. Whiteley Village. Short SRs. Solent Limited, that's fine. VH, type. The Porchester, that can keep itself as it is because they are specially branded. VEH type. Ride Mini Links, that can also remain VE type. Rumsey Runners, yeah, they're specially branded, that can remain, and EM type. Perfect. So now I need to actually buy the buses. That would work. Buying buses is always good. And we want a new vehicle group. We want the EL type. So now we go find the EL type. There it is. And we buy 6. I think the route only needs 4, so we should be quite good. Head over to Solent Red, EL type SM. And this uses the contrasting front panel. Looks really, really smart on the Enviro, because that panel is dipped in ever so slightly. So it just it's crying out to be a contrasting colour, and it looks so good. And this livery is not even the best for it, because there's not much contrast between the front and the back. But obviously, these have the branding, and it works even better on the E200, because it's got some shading built into the template, just enough to make it look like there's some advert, like, you know, a snap frame to put an advert in. So with that, you know, it looks like someone's put that there, rather than sort of like a sticker that's been pasted on. It's very nice. Very nice. And of course, on the roof, SMEL, and legals, behind the near side rear wheel arch, where they should go. And Solent Red above the door, very nice. Put it above the door, like, set it like that, so that it's above the door, it's quite welcoming. If you put it there, it's very sort of, it makes the door look like a no man's land, but if you put it above the door, it brings the door in line with the rest of the bus. Because, you know, there's a big change of what's happening in this part of the bus with shapes. So if you bring stuff, like if, you know, you bring your type across to bridge the gap between the bus, which all looks the same as itself, and then the front of the bus, which all looks different, you get sort of a more welcoming, more cohesive design. But here we have our new ELs. Ooh, this garage is laggy. So there's all 6, very nice. We have 2 spare spaces, isn't that lovely? So these are going to be new to Solent Red. I will say that right now. So they're going to be H something. These are going to be... I'm going to go with HJ. Yeah, this is destination of the place. Solent Red. Copy that, actually. Paste SM. Fleet number, this is going to be EL. Now just think. I'm going to put the license plate in first. So what did I say? HJ? Yeah. Hotel Juliet. 59. FXB. There you go. That's plausible. Fleet number is not EL. Fleet number is... I think the Enviro200 ended production technically in 2006, but I think the first ones were all short, and then the long ones started in like 2007. So we're like, let's say the first ones were 07. We are sort of 2 and a bit years into production. Let's go with... We would also that the Dart was available alongside it for a moment. So let's go with EL 197. which means you are going to be Solent Red SM EL198, license plate HJ59 FXC, and I'll get the rest of these done in a happy little jump cut. Not that it's going to be very long, because there aren't many of these. In fact, you know what? I'll keep you with, because this is going to be EL199, and this is going to be HJ59 FXD. Then this one is going to be Solent Red SM fleet number EL200 HJ59 FXE. I did find out about something, actually, about license plates. I don't know if it's a hard and fast rule, or if it's just something that is seen as good practice to avoid, but there seems to be something about having the 2nd and 7th characters on our license plate. So the J, and this license plate here, HJ59FXE, the J and the E, the characters in those positions, I've never seen one that where those two characters are the same. So I don't think you would ever see HJ59FXJ, for example. It could technically exist. J is not one of the banned letters, but maybe it becomes a banned letter because it's in position 2. FXF. I believe it. I know that sort of thing where character 5 and character 7 can be the same. But yeah, that's just an odd thing that I noticed. Well, actually someone in the club chat noticed. And then I picked up on, I double checked and was like, actually no, that's a thing. What's going on there? I would love to know why. But this does not affect us for this set of 6, because we are ending on HF59FXG. And these really smart looking buses. The E200 should not look this smart. The E200 is just a dumpy little guy. But here we are. We've made something really, really smart out of the E200. And we're going to put it on the Route 54 from Hamble to Hedge End. So let's activate that now. And edit the timetable to prefer the EL type, so that we get our lovely little E200s running up and down the 54. So I missed the first one, but EL198 is now heading off on its first 54, which is going to start from Hamble and run to Hedge End Station. The E200 looks really, really good with the small cap thing. Not every bus looks great with it, but the E200, it's formatted really, really well. Big props to Mr. Chips for that, because I don't think everyone knew how to do all that at the time. Because it's not explained anywhere. Nowhere does the game say, oh, you can make your destination displays look cool. But I think it should, because, destination displays can look cool. Oh no, what's happening? Okay, game is lagging. Right, so this is going to do the 11:50 from Hedge End down to Hamble. It will arrive at 12:23. Ooh, time traveling bus, isn't that nice? So let's see how these Enviro200s cope with the 54. Not that it's a particularly busy route, or not that it should be particularly busy. But then again, there's some busyness happening on the R7 there from the Holterworth and Crampmore circular. But coming down through Hedge End, we don't seem to be doing too badly. I don't want to speak too soon, of course, but we have more people on this 54 than the 10 right behind. That's really weird. I have no idea why. Why would there be more people on the 54 than the 10? But coming down through, I forgot where that was. It's not Eastleigh, it's the other place. Doing fairly well. And honestly, passenger numbers around this level, that's sort of what I want to see. Because it's, you know, it's not too busy, plenty of free seats. Very nice. And of course, terminating at Hamble, we go to Coronation Parade rather than Hamble Square. This is Hamble Square, it's where the 5 terminates. And great, we run together to Coronation Parade. Oh dear. But we terminate there on Coronation Parade, and we'll go back on the 12:35 to Hedge End. So that's that. Something that you might have noticed is that there is an extra thing, an extra livery for that for the EL, where the livery that I just used ended with SM. This one ends with ET, and those are of course garage codes. And this is ET, our Eastleigh garage. And that is where my genius comes into play. So Eastleigh has a bunch of cascaded Scania Omnicities from Solent Red, and they're doing the sort of principal routes in this part of the map, and the sort of accompanying 23A and 21A. So, you know, they're doing the 21, 21A, 23, and 23A. But they kind of have too much capacity to do many more routes than that. They're quite large buses. So I'm going to use cascaded Enviro200 Classics, or they were Enviro200 Darts still back then, but I'm calling them Classics because they use the classic bodywork. Yeah, cascaded E200 Classics will run the services around Eastleigh and Chandler's Ford. That's the idea, at least. The game's having yet another moment. Right, game has finished having a moment. That moment was, of course, an autosave. So we, you know, can't be too mad. Can't be too mad. And I'm now questioning what my first route should be. And I'm thinking something that comes out of Eastleigh this way, then down, across, up through here, Chandler's Ford Station, and then turn back here. I like that, and that's going to be the 22. Or the 122. I don't know. I don't want to do so many low numbers. 22 or 122. That is the question. And I am very undecided. I think... Yeah, I'm genuinely stumped. I have no idea what I'm doing. I mean, that's normal, but... you know. I think I'm going to number it the 22. Unless I do 22A? and have like a system of lettering through Eastleigh. That could work. It would also work if I clicked the button rather than stalling for no reason. Well, we could even have a system where routes... No, I don't like that. Never mind. I also pasted the wrong... or copied the wrong route colour. I want Solent Red Local. Which I hope is different. If not, I have a lot of work to do off camera that I should have done. But we'll see. So I think I'm going to go with 22 for the number. Yes, I do have a Solent Red Local colour, the RX. And the R1. So let's copy that, unbusher it, and let's begin to plumb in the 22. Eastleigh. Actually, no, I don't like 22. I'm going to go with 122. Eastleigh to Chandler's Ford. Actually, OpenStreetMap. What if I did the complementary circuit to this? I like that actually. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in this way, go up and around. Yeah, we're going to go this way. Or no, it's this way we need to go. Yeah, so we're going to come in this side. So that is, if I can find where I am on the map, that's Ferndown, that's Ringwood. I'm definitely not in the right place. That is Bishopstoke to Oakmount. Actually, I'm going to put Toynbee School. There we go. So, post me, if you don't mind. And the 22 is now in from Bishopstoke to Toynbee School. There you go. Now it's, you know, proper. So ideally we don't want it waiting too long at Bishopstoke, but I'm fine for it to wait at Toynbee. Because that just sort of feels a little bit less in the way. Because at Bishopstoke there's already quite a lot, but there's not going to be so much through Oakmount. We might have another thing that sort of does the inverse circuit, or something approximate to the inverse of that loop. But let's see what I can cook up. We'll run it every 30 minutes during daytime hours, and yeah, looks like an Enviro200 should be good. And if I can manage a return journey time of about 90 minutes, then we'll go to run it with 3. And the timetable for the 122 is now done. Running every 30 minutes until 9 PM Mondays to Saturdays, and until 9:40 eastbound, with a final bus at 10 that returns at 10:40. So, that will run out of... where is ET hiding? There it is. I'll activate that later. That is the 122. The next route is going to be the 124, which will do the complimentary circuit around Colden Common, which I believe is this way. Come down through here. Probably... oh no, I'm not sure. Because I'm not sending more through Bishopstoke. Bishopstoke has had enough. Unless, of course, it comes down this way and goes in like that. That could work. And that will go to... hang on. Hang on, I'm calibrating. I mean, it could just go to Eastleigh, but I want to have these lower numbered ones be more direct. Unless it goes to, like, it could come up this way, and then there's this little road here that comes up, and then it could do like that. Or it could go to somewhere else in Chandler's Ford, but sort of split. So like the Chandler's Ford bound service will do this part, and then the Eastleigh bound service will do this part, so that they are going different ways. To provide those connections. There's so much I could do. There's so much I could do. It's just actually doing it. Or I could have another service towards Knightwood Park or Valley Park. Or it could be the complimentary circuit around Millersdale that maybe goes up this way. Actually, I like that a lot. The 124 is going to go from Colden Common down through here. It's going to go this way, so that we get stops on this road. Then through Eastleigh. It's going to go into the bus station, straight back out, up here, split around here as if it's doing like a one-way thing, into Chandler's Ford, up here, through here, and then it's going to do complimentary circuit through Millersdale to what the 21A does. This is the 124, Colden Common to Millersdale. So, Colden Common, where do I have the terminus point for Colden Common services? Oh, there. Colden Common Community Centre. That sounds good to me. Size equals 75, small caps, community centre. Probably not a necessary... yeah, probably not a necessary clarification to make, but I like clarifications. They make destination blinds look really good. So I'm going to go up this way, down there, put the stop there, and there, and post me if you don't mind. Is the 124 from Colden Common to Miller's Dale via Eastleigh and Chandler's Ford town centres. This one's a little bit longer time-wise than the 122, but it also goes through a fair bit more, so I don't mind. So, I'm going to finish off shortly with a little bit of a focus shift once again. Very small this time, from Eastleigh to Chandler's Ford. So what we've had right now, there's a small pattern emerging, if you can tell, with the 122 and 124 being centered on Eastleigh. They have even numbers. That's the long and the short of it. That is the easy and the complicated. They have even numbers. So we're going to do the 125 now. I'm not going to do 123 because we already have the 23, and I feel like 123 can be a mainline route. So let's get our colour code and our bus route going. The 125 is going to run from Knightswood Park, Shannon Way, which is here, to Peverell's Wood, which is here. But that's very short as the crow flies. But we're gonna go the only way we can go into Chandler's Ford Centre like that. Then we're gonna go around the top like that, and then around, back in, down. It's actually gonna take quite a bit relative to the as the crow flies length. So 125 Knightswood Park to Peverell's. Oh. Okay, KTS Wood Park, Peverell's Wood. I'll shorten that as well. There you go. Knightswood Park to Peverell's Wood. And let's just put it as terminating there. That's roughly halfway round. Knightswood Park. Size equals 75. Small caps. Shannon Way. Undo small caps. Put the sizing back. And I could come out this way and I could go in now. In fact, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Then we're going to come out this way and post me if you don't mind. The 125 is done from Chandler's Ford, or from Knightswood Park, Shannon Avenue to Peverell's Wood, and I need to work out where I'm terminating there. Probably at this stop that's currently called Sarum Road. which is there. That's going to be Peveril's wood. Size equals 75. Whoa! Equals 75. Okay. Size equals 75%. Small caps. Fryan schools. If I could type. Size equals 100%. Good. So that's how that's going to work. That's one of the bus routes of all time. But it only takes 45 minutes there and back, and we can run that every half hour with 2 buses, no problem at all. And the 125 is now done. And on the weekends, or on Sundays I should say, it has a vehicle requirement of just 1. Isn't that lovely? And it has tons of padding, so it's not going to be horrendously unreliable either. And we'll activate that later. So, progress that we have made in the off-camera part, or in the off-camera part? No, in this part of the map, because it's looking a lot more full now, isn't it? The 122 from Bishopstoke to Toynbee School, which, if the game decides it wants to work, there we are. Looks a bit like that, which is very nice. Runs up from there, Bishopstoke, down and through Eastleigh, underneath, down, sort of across, then down, up through this side of Chandler's Ford, southern end. There's an estate there, I forgot the name of it. Past the station and then just around. What is that estate called? Oakmount. Then there's the 124, which is a little bit of a larger affair, from Carden Common, around clockwise, through Brambridge, Highgate, Alborough, and then heading into Eastleigh, where we go across and then up through Oakmount first, and then Chandler's Ford Town Centre. Then up, what is that road called? That road is called Park Road. Doing a circuit around Millersdale the other way to the 21A that already runs to Millersdale. And then the very, very nice, very short, but somewhat folded in on itself, 125, from Knightswood Park to Peveril's Wood, within Chandler's Ford. So, we will need from this 12 buses. I'm gonna guess. I think it's gonna be 12, which is alright by me. So, I have been recording for quite a while, so what I might do is something a little bit mean, and just pop back down to our new bit of map, find that's not in service, that's going to Southampton, find the X37, ooh, come on, whoa, why does the game hate me? Okay, the game hates me. I think I've reached that point. I have indeed reached that point. It just flashed at me, and now it's frozen. Oh, and it's fine now. No, it's not fine. No, it's just flashed at me again, and it's frozen again. So I think what the game's trying to tell me is I've been playing for too long. It's now 2 AM on the day that this video is meant to go live, and I am still here lollygagging with the record on, so what I should do is, looking at this beautiful Citaro, bid you farewell, and I will see you on the south coast next week. Bye bye.